This is an announcement. There will be an announcement shortly.
This is a public announcement. Naked flames are prohibited in the vicinity of Cubicle 3. You all know what happened last time. Dave's eyebrows still haven't grown back.
Yeah. Right, said Chicks. Brought the anaconda round the side and steady as we go.
Tried to dock it, couldn't even lock it. We was getting nowhere, and so we had a mug of gin and...
Right, said Chicks. Give a shout to Flossy. Up comes Flossy from the floor below.
After straining, heaving and complaining, we was getting nowhere, and so we had a mug of gin.
And Flossie had to think, and she thought we ought to take off all the gun bits, spoiler and the ship kit, but it did no good. Well, I never thought it would.
Right, said Chicks. Have to take the gear off. To get that gear off wouldn't take a mo.
Took its gear off, even took the rear off. Should have had got somewhere, but no.
So Chicks said, let's have another mug of gin.
And we said, right-o.
Right, said Chicks. Have to take the door off. Need more space to shift the so-and-so.
Had bad twinges, taking off the hinges, and it got us nowhere, and so we had a mug of gin and...
Right, said Chicks. Have to take the wall down. That there wall is gonna have to go.
Took the wall down, even with it all down, we was getting nowhere, and so we had a mug of gin.
And Flossie had to think, and she said, look, Chicks, I've got a sort of feeling if we move the ceiling with the raw part 2, we could drop the bugger through.
Right, said Chicks, climbing up a ladder, with his crowbar gave a mighty blow.
Was he in trouble? Half a ton of rubble landed on the top of his dome. So Flossie and me had a mug of gin, and then we went home. I said to Flossie, we just have to leave it floating with it landing. That's all.
You see, the trouble with Chicks is he's too hasty. You never get nowhere if you're too hasty.
In memory of, and with apologies to, the late Bernard Cribbins, our mics are indeed live. Good evening and welcome to Hutton Orbital Live. I'm Rudolph Hucker, and I noticed that the apology officer looks like they've been sleeping in the nana chair in the corner.
Look, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh well, it's okay. We'll cover it in the headlines.
Who's been stealing my secret chocolate supplies from the filing cabinet?
I said I don't want to talk about it.
Why does RC flight suit look like someone's taken a bite out of it?
It's embarrassing.
And on that note, it's time for the headlines so we can find out what that is all about. The Don activates his Sicilian defence as evil robots attack.
Gin stores low after big blight blow.
Too hot, too messy. Gets ready.
Radio scare after someone deletes Hutton.
There's a right and a wrong time for a big bust.
And I ride the big bus of community news to the next stop.
First this evening, there was disruption at King Hankey's School of Chess annual convention this week. As any good member of the Pilots Federation knows, AI is frowned upon throughout the galaxy, treated with distrust and generally labelled as cool, but seriously uncool once you get to know them. This hasn't stopped all manner of evil scientists and engineers from tinkering with the world of articulated machinery, advanced computer thinking and digital computer voice encoders. One such evildoer is the dastardly Don Antonacci, former space pilot turned evil genius. He gained special permission to demonstrate his latest chess PvP robotics, created in his labs over in a secret system which, as far as we can tell, also contains his Jurassic World, full of robotic killer dinosaurs, Planet Zoo, where he breeds dangerous animals, and the rather odd Planet Coaster, where he scares people using a mixture of gravity and clowns. His creation, an unholy crossbreed of threshing machine and a heavy lifting crane, was taught to play chess with extreme prejudice, and in a demonstration match versus one of Hankey's protégés, witnessed the Alvin defence in the opening moves, which apparently involves sniffing around the board looking for a nice spot to lie in the sun, and was rather impatient for the neophyte PvP chess player to move their next piece even. As he moved his hand to shift a piece forward, and in anticipation of a swift kill, the robot shouted, "Give me your pawn!" That's with a wobble you dirty truckers, before grabbing the player's finger and attempting to see whether it was a bayonet or screw fitting. Yes, you have it right. The dastardly Don had found the software for the Mr. Grandmaster chess robot somewhere in the Van Maanen star system, behind some red hazard tape marked, "Caution! Dangerous AI on the loose, do not enter." Mr. Grandmaster, the master robot phalange pincher, then properly wigged out, as its visual identification system failed to manage to tell the difference between everyone's pinky finger and those little pieces that all players gladly throw onto the nearest attacking bishop. By the time that the security team had subdued the AI with a big bucket of water, one reason that AI haven't taken over the galaxy is their susceptibility to attack by an angry mob armed with super soakers. Anyway, the floor was literally littered with little fingers, and there was red everywhere. Station medical staff are appealing for anyone missing something important to please contact them at the earliest opportunity, and they're attempting to reconnect pilots with their missing digits. At least they think they're all digits, though some of them might be other body parts. They're not looking too closely, just in case. A notice has been placed about the cancellation of next week's Street Magic tournament, as prestidigitation with a missing digit and a purloined pinky finger is just not the same. The Don was contacted for comment, but he just gave us the finger.
With the Too Hot Too Messy mission on the horizon and truckers preparing to load up their ships for this epic mission, more on that in a minute, disaster has struck at Alpha Centauri's gin distillery over at Hutton Orbital as it went offline over the last few days. It appears that grain storage units have been exposed to alien influence in the form of a biological pathogen that's been munching its way through the supplies at an alarming rate. For pilots of a certain age, the sight of this pathogen, which, unlike its microscopic brethren, is about the size of a small football, is big enough to bring back memories of cutesy little critters in the cockpit cooing away whilst covering your entire viewport with cute. Yes, the Trumbull is back, and it has attacked our fermenting grain, leaving the gin production one of two choices. Either exterminate the Trumbles with extreme heat, anyone smell burning hair? Or use the Trumbles themselves as fermentation tanks and then use the byproducts to create a unique blend of the gin. As we abhor waste, we went for the second choice, and the resulting interstitial intestinal fermentation process left a lot of little colourful critters feeling more than a little tipsy, telling everyone in Trumbull tongue that they love them, and then picking a fight with anything that moved. Which is why the gin supplies are in short supply at the moment. Floor mopping guy is chasing around the station with a dart gun and a big net, attempting to harvest the fermented materials from the little blicers while Leo Wolf has put out an appeal for ergonomic treatment, the only non-destructive method known in the galaxy to prevent Trumbull's breeding and consuming everything in sight. It's a bit like a mixture of contraceptive, sleeping draft and appetite suppressor, all in one handy suppository. The official designation of Alpha Centauri being in a blight state appears to have had a negative effect on its political state. We will be handing over to Chicks later to find out a little more.
Too hot, too messy hamster training has entered its final phase. Intarius Fusion, hamster wrangler extraordinaire, has been teaching his little minions how to count to very large numbers. How to identify passing commanders by smell alone. They've only got little beady eyes and can't see people's faces very well from down there on the floor. Chief among his ambitions, other than the top trucking tables for mugs and gins delivered, the enormous 130,000th row list of stations that are at risk of mods and other such goodies, and Tarius has also put together a clever little tracker that tracks the top teabagging trucker who, with the aid of a lot of little limpets, has done most of stuff passing cutters, carriers and cargo ships up the gunwales with mugs and gin. With loading having commenced at midnight, truckers and friends are already on station with their carriers and plenty of limpets. You did remember that Hutton Orbital doesn't sell limpets, didn't you? And loading has begun in readiness for the launch of the event on the 4th of August, next Thursday. We will be talking to a few of those loading up later this evening. Communication travels have just been activated over on the Hutton TeamSpeak server, ready for people to coordinate their efforts. Just head to the Filthy Truckers bar when you arrive and you'll see the Too Hot Too Messy channel. The Hanky Hot bus will be running between Aldin and Alpha Centauri at Hutton Orbital at 9 PM and 10 PM every evening. That's BST. Other than that, get to your ships, commanders. We've got a mission to do.
Hutton Orbital Radio Studio 5 had to be rescued this week after nefarious attempts by the EGPU, also known as the Eggy Poos, to put our beloved radio station offline and destroy it forever. According to them, the only kind of propaganda allowed in the galaxy is the kind that lists them as winners, and Hutton has failed to do that over the last 6 months, in part due to it being not true. The radio module was detached from the station and stolen by a modified Federal assault ship. This ship, using an oversized space magnet, dragged the radio station module towards Eden in an attempt to crash the stolen studio into the planet below. Our very own apology officer was on board, sleeping in a nana chair with a blanket, after a particularly busy day, blaming Rampage for everything. Lucky for her, Rampage, noticing he'd been blamed for the impending bust state of Alpha Centauri in a report, had headed up to the studio looking for the apology officer to set things straight and call her a troublesome door-bender. He noticed the missing module and gave chase in his modified courier with an attachment of Alvin's finest box spaniels to make the arrest and retrieve the module. After docking with the wayward Federal assault ship, clearly an attempt to put blame onto the EDF, Rampage opened the hatch. It started with
Sick 'em, boys.
and ended with
Ah! Get off my leg, you wee bastard! That's not a sausage! Let go!
Unfortunately, the culprits uncoupled the space magnet and made their escape whilst the box spaniels were mistaking our apology officer for a squeaky toy. Rampage did call the spaniels off, but this took some time because he was laughing so much it was hard to speak. As he was going to get blamed anyway, he wanted to get his money's worth. After returning the module, there was a slight panic as the two commanders realised that all the script data had been deleted from the archives by the space magnet. Luckily, copies were found in a floor-mopping guy's backup bucket, and the radio station was towed back and restored just in time for this week's show.
With Leif on a bit of a fading memory, and life back in front of the Master Control Situation Threat display panel becoming its old self again, one system has dominated Hutton space during the past week. Our lowest system is only 35%, the highest low for some time. This week in Hutton space, we've had another drought. Could this be due to galactic warming? We've had some spaceflight and an untimely bus development. More on those stories coming up. Much is right in the galaxy once again as Barnard's star has taken up its regular mantle as the lowest system on the pole on 35%. A war amongst the also-rans is tying up a quarter of the system's influence but keep chipping away so that Hutton's fortunes continue to make steady improvement. Home of his great fluffiness, Alvin Defer, Alpha Centauri was suffering from another wave of blight, which ended early this morning under a small mountain of agronomic treatment. However, the system was so efficiently quarantined during this blight that the economy nosedived into a bust. The Alpha Centauri economics spokesman has his knockers, but in this instance can hardly have foreseen the mug and gin production retarding effect on the very dawn of the upcoming Too Hot, Too Messy event. Mug and gin production has been hit, and chuckers everywhere are asked to lend a supporting hand by stuffing your runtime and bring something nice, i.e. profitable, to the orbital. Three systems suffering from summer lethargy are Ross 671, Epsilon Indy, and George's Pants, all which would benefit from a bit of hitching up and a bit less arse crack. Epsilon Eridani has climbed to the low 40s and is feeling a bit better about itself after it was struck low with mods about a month ago. At the overachieving end of the Hutton Systems table, we have one system above 60% and two over 70%. For some reason that Commander Overlight prefers not to talk about, there is nothing going on in Haghole. Yep, definitely nothing to see there. Priorities this week are, if you want to truck something, relieve the bust in Alpha Centauri and slake the drought in Wolf 359, and as usual, boost Barnard Star. If you want to shoot something, how about teabagging some Hutton Mugs and Centauri Mega Gin?
Community-led events are the perfect way to spend time with like-minded people, or to try something that you've not done before, with someone at the helm to guide you. This week we've heard from Does the Sun Still Rise in the East, At the Eldritch Gate, and Treks Express to Deep Space. Links will as always be posted in Twitch chat and also in the description of the YouTube upload. Commander the Presence has had a little setback this week as he reports from Does the Sun Still Rise in the East, week 21.
Well, I talked it up, didn't I? Hopefully, we'll see you all not from Magellan's Star next week, I said. And I've gone backwards, 17,500 light years backwards, more or less to be exact. Of the 56 pilot deaths on the expedition, I can now count myself as 1-2. So I find myself right back at Magellan's Star in the Tenebrae sector on a carrier there. Dash! That's a blow, I said, or something very similar. How did that happen? Well, new cockpit flight controls on a 0.2G planet. The sort of planet I've landed on 1,000 times, but this time, due to the awesomeness of Verpals with a sprinkling of joystick gremlin magic, nothing worked even remotely as expected. The landing gear didn't want to extend, the throttle decided instead of using the whole axis, it just wanted to go forwards on the front half and backwards on the back half. To add insult to injury, I'd travelled 458,000 light seconds to an argon atmosphere for 2 biosigns that aren't worth the battery power used to scan them, and the gravity being so low meant I flipped, bounced, and ultimately went pop, all in slow motion, unable to do anything about it at all. So, do I try again with the new sticks, or break out the trusty X56s again? Flossy, tell me what to do. All that Carto data, exobiology data, and Conga ale are the first things to go straight down cubicle 3 in years. For now, I'm drowning my sorrows with poor imitation ale. Now, I'm wondering what this ship is as I passed in the hangar here on the carrier. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I thought it was initially a Debbie, but the rear and side engines just don't look right. One bright spot is I can now get Sally to kick me, and with a face like mine, she should get a penalty. Until next week's Bollocks 07.
Next, we have a little bit news from Commander Fluines M from his Discord channel regarding the At the Eldritch Gate expedition.
This week, after the gathering, you have probably known that most of the squadrons, including yours truly, have gone into their designated search areas. As you can see, the region has been practically occupied by us, so good job. In regards to the independent explorers, and if people want to get a break, I'm looking for August to have multiple events near the waypoints. So, if you're a squadron leader and want to make an event of the week of the 14th of August and until the end of the expedition, please let me know and give me a shout out so I can promote you. For the time being, the first 2 weeks of August are taken. There might also be a new quest / Easter egg for August with prizes, so stay tuned for that project because it might be cool for all of us.
News now of a brand new expedition we mentioned earlier in the month. It's Trex Express to Deep Space. Commander Trek Size Only has brought us details of their event, which sounds like fun.
Last call. Trek's Deep Space is boarding right now at Termical System and will be departing on Friday. That's tomorrow. Trek's Trade Brotherhood prepared for you, commanders and explorers, the kind of trip the other side of our Milky Way galaxy. And on the road you will see 3 sites that are beautiful and attractive. It's so exciting! If interested, wait no more and join Trek's Discord server for details. Want to have some spoilers? Here's some of the POIs you can visit with other joining explorers. Thor's Eye, ETA July 30th Saturday. Black Treasure, ETI July 31st Sunday. Red Storm Geezers, ETA August 1st Monday. Jess's Lilac Grove, ETA August 2nd Tuesday. Black in Green, ETA August 5th Friday. Great Annihilator, ETA August 6th Saturday. Synergy's World, ETA August 7th Sunday. Sagittarius A, ETA August the 8th Monday. Magnus Nebula, ETA August 12th Friday. Tritium Restock Stop, ETA August 19th Friday. Beagle Point, ETA August 26th Friday. Simotus Beacon, ETA August 27th Saturday.
That wasn't a long list, but I bet that's not all the events that are going on out there. If you think we've missed one and you'd like to provide a weekly update that we can feature in the show, post the details along with a couple of pictures in the correspondence channel in the Hutton Orbital Discord channel at https://discord.gg/hcmb7syc.
Whoa, dear, that expedition, those dates, my goodness gracious me. Has everybody been taking notes? Because if you haven't, he's not reading it again. He's forgotten.
Definitely not.
He's forgotten it all. Anyway, good evening and welcome to the Hutton Orbital Studio on this, the load-up evening and green room evening for Hutton Orbital Live. Now, obviously, we've got a little video running on screen at the moment of, I don't know, some random ships going around. But in a second, I'm going to attempt, and I say attempt, to fire up a video stream live from the bridge of the hot property, which I believe is in orbit around Eden. But joined on the bridge this evening, we have the apology officer. Good evening, the apology officer.
Hello.
And no,
not the noise, don't play the noise.
It's
That's not a sausage!
it is not a sausage, no. And anyway, but have you recovered from your incident with the Momus Bog Spaniels?
Apart from the bite marks on my arse, yeah.
Well, it does show off the underwear with the little pink hearts on it, you know?
Yeah.
Which is very, very fetching.
It's not all bad then, yeah.
Yeah, and how is Nana's comfy chair?
Not as comfy anymore.
No, you get a sort of a twitch every time the door opens.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we've also got Flossy in the studio. Good evening, Flossy.
Good evening.
Now, I can tell by the number of pages the script took to print on this evening that there might be a mighty pile of CG news coming up in a little bit.
Just a few things, yeah.
Now, are you going to do the full thing, or are you inserting some diddly doodahs for the long bits?
No,
there aren't too many system names and.
No.
Yeah, there's long lists of free prizes and. Hang on a second, we got an incoming message. The Buckyball race is on this week. No, but yes, if you listened last week, by the way, listener, you'll know all about that one because we did read out the details last week. It's the one where they go boink into things really fast.
It's Chicken Run 2.
And there is somebody here, apology officer, who is claiming that the hearts are not on the underwear. They might be tattooed to your bum.
Yeah, well, I was wearing a thong at the time.
I thought those were things that the Thargoids launched. Oh no, that's not thongs. That's anyway.
Thuckers.
Thuckers, little Thuckers. And we are also
Thuckers.
joined this evening by Commander Chicks, who used to have mods, but luckily through rapid application of a Hutton mug is feeling about the same.
Yes. Second
You're a little
time
better.
around. Yes.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's only mods.
Well, I tell you what. Who else have I forgotten? Anybody? Oh yes, sat to my
Yorkshire
right
man.
this evening, actually sharing half a chair. I mean, he's got one bum cheek on the chair next to me. It is Commander Rampage,
Hey up, evening all.
who has been living sort of in sort of Shay 21 for the whole week. I kidnapped him after last week's show, and I made him haul backside down to here, and we've spent the entire week going the full Cecil.
And then a bit more Cecil besides.
Then a bit more Cecil, yes.
Yes.
Are you wiping down that microphone between turns at talking into it?
No, we've been in such close proximity all week. I suspect that any
Doesn't matter
communicable
anymore.
diseases, we've both got all of them now. And so Rampage has been lending me a house with reassembling the top deck of the Type 9. We then took the Type 9 out for some rescue missions. We did a rescue mission today. We went and saved a particularly distressed commander who didn't have enough space in their own Cobra for all the stuff they were moving, so the Type 9 had to be broken out and hauled places. We've got new panelling in the Type 9. We've got new wood panelling
We did.
to stop you falling off the gantry and dying horribly. We've generally had a good week. Right, so we've had a great week. Commander Chicks, it does sound like there might have been a great week for Frontier live streams this week.
Well,
Maybe.
I wouldn't call it a vintage week for Frontier Livestream. It was
Not a vintage one. Well,
it was palatable. It was dances nicely around the ears. Yes, number 13. Lucky for some, not so lucky for your Apollo mission. But anyway, yes, Arth and Bruce. We're hosting. Looked like Arth was still hungry. I just heard the game start.
That's my video feed starting. Even though it's on mute, unfortunately, that one bong. There's only one bong they don't mute when you load in. You see, I'm hoping.
I know. I thought I know that half a bar.
Bong. Yeah.
Speaking of half a bars, Arth is still hungover from LaveCon apparently. And then, after complaining about me still being slightly hungover, held up a Delta Squadron whiskey glass, which looks very nice. So
It is very. But just to interrupt you a second. Now, Flossy and other people out at Hutton Orbital, plus the listener, I have an option here of going to the Hutton PG or going to Open. Which is more sensible? And then which one are we actually doing?
I've just had somebody asking me what group we're doing it in. And I said we're in the Orbital Truckers group, but obviously if he's not in it, And
Well,
I'm
if you're
how
feeling
long
brave,
it takes to get in
Flossy,
it.
I've got guns on my ship. Are you good to hop into open? Because look, anybody coming who's listening right now, who's coming to blow us up, clearly will have just started their Hutton run, and they'll be miles away.
Right, I'm just collecting at the moment.
No, you're collecting. Are you in the Hutton PG collecting? Well, I'll tell you what,
Yes.
I'm going to fire up just to see if I can see you in the Hutton PG, just for the moment. But if anybody really, really, really wants us to go open as well and promises not to be naughty to Flossy, anybody who's mean to Flossy is going on the list.
That list.
That list, yeah.
That list.
That's the naughty list. And then they
be on a list.
They get this if they're super naughty. So anyway, I'm just firing that up. So there we go. I'm in the hot property. There we go. And there's a wing request come through already from... Oh, crikey. It's a friend request from somebody called Monty P. Do we trust Monty P?
No.
Oh, bother, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, I can see in local we've got Commander Bograt, who appears to be parked on the hot property. So I'm going to just hop out and see whether Bograt's in the bar while we're chatting. So tell us more about the live stream while I'm hopping out over at the bar.
So, if you were watching this afternoon, they've made the Twitch jobs ridiculously easy. So I think it was 15 minutes you had to watch for a paint job, which this week was a summer mango paint job for the T9.
Oh dear, that mods really is bad. Oh, I've got a team invitation coming.
I'm just
full.
there's nobody around. I'm just floating around above pad 3. Let me just clear the pad. Right. Well, I'm waiting, full of mugs and gin. So if anybody's in,
you're actually at the orbital. I'm currently on the carrier. I'm just going down to the bar just to see if there's anybody lurking in the bar.
I'm in the PG. If anybody, I'm in the play group.
Yeah, I'm in the PG. I appear to have Aidan and Flossy.
I just noticed actually that the what's it called? The hot dropping.
Hot droppings. No,
Hot
you don't want to go near
droppings.
those. That's where Alvin's gone out for walkies.
Well, Aidan has been in hot droppings because
Yes.
He's ejected 12 mugs so far. And
Right, I've filled up my ship now, so I'll take them back to my carrier and then I can relog to open, if that's what we want.
Well, we're going to stay here for the moment. Just we'll do a little bit here. And I can see Bograt. Oh, I've just gone down to my ship. Hang on, let me go back down to find the Bograt. He must have been doing laps of the. Should we pick up Bograt for the group as well? Let's
do a bit of news from the live stream. News this afternoon's live stream. So there are two important bits of news. I mean, the rest is pretty much fluff. But the two important bits is update 13 should be hitting us in the second week of August. So that's 2 weeks' time. And the other thing is console transfers are still on for September. So where are we now? 28th of July. So we're only, we're almost August. So it's about 5 to 7. Let's call it an average of 6 or 7 weeks away for console transfers.
Yep. 2 months away at the most.
At the most, yeah. 2 months it will all be over.
It'll all just be starting.
Keep talking because I'm just having a look around. Yeah.
I found a St. John hanky, or a hanky clone anyway, walking around my carrier.
St. John hanky.
St. John hanky or St. John something over
St. John hawk.
Yeah, and
St. John nose hair.
Singe nose hair, yes. Now I've got a python here. I can take the python. I think python's a good bet.
Excellent.
It's not what I thought that conversation was going to carry on.
Yeah, and let's just double check on the carrier services. I might need some limpets. Now, luckily, I think I've put some limpets into my.
Well, you do if you're collecting.
Well, if you can synthesize some if you've got the stuff.
Advanced
If you've got the module.
Restock limpets. Let's just in case somebody needs them. Let's put I don't know, a few limpets in. Yeah, there's some limpets. Right, I'm loaded up with limpets. So Flossy, are you actually out at the orbital at the moment?
Yes, I'm just under 10 kilometres from the orbital, so that I could collect stuff without being pestered.
We've got a commander out in the Hutton Orbital bar. It's quiet here. Yes, because we're all outside flying spaceships. There we go. Leave station. So what else was in the live stream? There was an awful lot of mention of LaveCon again. This was their first, Frameshift Live after LaveCon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So they talked about LaveCon a lot. They talked mostly about all the marvellous people they'd met at LaveCon.
Well, it was Flossy and Flossy again, and Flossy's big bucket, and a bit more.
How come I never met any of them?
Were you at LaveCon?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I just met lots of people, but none of them were fabulous people. That's a lie. That's a lie. They were all brilliant.
They were all lovely.
Arf particularly mentioned his obviously. How many did we have? We had 6, I think, wasn't it? The Frontier staff. There was Dom, Dav, Tom, Bruce, Arf, and Zach.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 6. Acting out a little radio play, mostly centred around the fact that none of the bars.
Oh no! This was Dom. We had Stunt Dom, so we had. We had Stunt Dom, Dav. We had Derrin, who joined us.
Derrin
and Zach, Bruce, and Arthur. Yes.
Yeah. And we had a 7th actor though, didn't we? We had like what do they call it in the 8th crew member? We had a voice.
Yeah, we had a stunt man.
We did. We had a stunt computer voice, and Arf was.
He's still even all this time afterwards. He's still gobsmacked.
He sort of
by it, yeah.
recounted the sort of moment where it dawned on him that he was actually performing with one of his Anyway, he's ticked an item off his bucket list. Let's say that much. Anyway, I'm now in open and I don't see anybody.
Oh no, we're in currently. I've just gone to find Flossy in the Hutton PG because Flossy was loading up and doing things there. But when I dock at Hutton, maybe Flossy and I can switch to open, see who else is there in open as well.
I do see an NPC with his weapons out.
Yeah, and I did see that Commander Aiden did manage to docking request tonight. Right, pad blockers already. We've got pad blockers. Anybody pad blocking? Please get out of the way. So
pad blocking on a fleet carrier.
No, actually at
the Orbital.
The Red Planet taxi service.
It's always Red Planet taxi service on the medium pad and a hauler.
I can't see it from here. There's something that's small and square on the pad.
Yeah, yes. Oh dear. There's sorry you were out. No. Hang on. We're just coming around to have a look at Red Planet taxi service. So Flossy, are you currently sucking up the remainders of stuff people have dropped for you, or?
I'm actually full now.
You're full now. Well, I'm just going to dock at the Orbital just in case I have a horrible accident.
So two of the other people, or one of the same people, two of the people who got a shout out were Beetle, Jude, and Flossy for their charity activities. Flossy's bucket. So that was Flossy's container, your charity. What was it called? Tub.
Your hot tub. Why did we not think of that first time? The hot tub. Yeah. Oh, that's a total fail.
Yeah, that's the hot tub. And of course, Beetlejuice's marvellous drawings, which were they auctioned or sold, but certainly raised money for
I think people threw money in the tin and. Then things happened for charity, which was great. Right, it looks like the quantities, Commander Chicks, are pretty low at the moment.
Of
mugs and gin, which if we were listening earlier, we'd know why, because we've got a big bust.
Production levels, yes. Well,
which is fixable.
We do. We just need to do lots of trading with Alpha Centauri. So, if you have a large ship. It's very easy to fly into the Bailey Metallurgical Complex, which is on one of the little planets by Aldin. Because if you've a large ship, you can't land at Hutton Orbital and you can't land at Aldin. But you can land at some of the surface bases that we own, one of which is Bailey, which is the one that's not in conflict at the moment. And you can pick up all kinds of missions there. It's only 3,000 light seconds into the system. And you can go off and do those, and they ask for all, a wide range of stuff. And you can go and get yourself lots of mission points and boost Alpha Centauri's economy.
Yes, which obviously we don't kick off the mission until a week, and if we can't clear a bus state in a week, then we're in some serious trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Commander Flossy, now are you so close you're about to get me fined and murdered? Before I do anything really silly live on stream, you're 4.3 kilometres from the orbital.
Yeah, I've closed in a bit. I was 10 kilometres.
So caution, Flossy is reversing.
I'm fully loaded now.
Oh, you're fully loaded now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Locked and loaded. That's the new Flossy.
Oh dear. Well, should we switch to open then? So during the live stream, I mean, anything else happened? Well, they talked about something important. They talked about the next update. Dun dun dun.
Well, if they did, I wasn't in the room. But it was
all right, you went to the
room.
They said it is coming in the second week of August.
We already did that.
Yes, we did that. I was flying, for goodness sake. Oh. Rampage, I'm blaming you for that one.
That's fine. Everybody blames me.
See, that's how it will go.
Are there any There are no hints as to what's in it yet. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, Flossy. I'm going to log out here, and I'm going to switch to open to see who else we've got in open as well.
Well, I have somebody's in front of me now. Who's that?
And are you going to be loaded or load in?
It's Antarius Fusion himself.
It's the legendary Antarius Fusion
in his Cobra Hazard kit. Well, that looks nice.
One of the tea baggers is in open hands region, and he's asking if anyone needs loading. So I've just told him we're going to change to open.
Well, I didn't believe Antarius was actually out here.
It says I'm in open, and it says leaving team. I'm approaching the orbital. I mean, it may be that open is so full. Oh, I can see ships. There are a lot of ships out here. Hang on a second. Let's do a flyby on a few of them. We seem to have dolphins going everywhere. I think they may be tourists.
Who's that? There's somebody behind me as well.
There seems to be a big beluga.
There's
crate. Someone on the pad who we got over here. On the pad. I can see Commander Antarius Fusion in a Cobra. I can see an Adder. Who else have we got?
Commander Hans Wine.
Squadron ID from the T-Mac Squadron. Yes, that's from the Galnet forums. Commander Hans Vine said they were going to be joining up. Right, it looks like we've got a lot of loaders. Too many generous people and not enough loadees.
Oh, I can see a pirate in something called the Shady Lady 3.
A pirate?
It looks like a pirate.
No, it's a purple python. I mean, yeah. Right, so chicks, you're ready to be loaded, are you, or are you loaded?
I'm fully loaded.
So this is you all jumped the gun. So it's not
right, I'm going to go to my carrier and dump what I've got and come back.
Yes, right? Okay. So Flossy, I'm going to park here, and I'll put us a view on the Hutton Orbital itself. There we go. There's the orbital. Let's turn around. Antarius Fusion's in a small ship. Who else we got here? Commander Chicks, somebody else jumping in. Well, I'm going to hover here looking at the orbital while we talk about the rest of the show. Anybody wants to do a flyby, please don't kill me, because that's a real pain in the backside. I've just done it now, haven't I? I'm in open. Right, so apology officer.
Yes?
And Flossy, we know Flossy's going to go and get a thing. I'm asking Flossy to go and switch ships and do the CG news at the same time is going to be a complete fail, isn't it? Because I know I can't do both. It involves concentrating at least twice.
Right.
So should we shuffle the show a tiny bit?
Yeah, why not? You want me to go first then?
So I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, so if we switch to the apology officer going first.
Right. Now, you know you're going to have to...
Rampage is nodding.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
That works well on the radio, doesn't it, Rampage?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, let's go for sports report first while Flossy does the thing.
And you're going to do the right music? Am I getting the right music?
I have no idea if you're getting any music at all.
Okay.
You're probably getting mine.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking.
Here we go. I'm just going to push the button and see
I
what
thought
happens.
I should at least raise the issue. You know?
Hang on, if I push this button...
Yeah. Oh.
This is a public announcement. Fat Ernie's is offering a Hutton discount on cocktails. Use the code FATCOCK when ordering for
Flossy.
25% off.
25% off?
You know, radioing in that kind of message out from your carrier during a live show.
Flossy, you've
lowering
changed.
the tone.
Flossy, you've changed, haven't you?
Yeah, no, she hasn't.
You get on and dump that stuff off, and we'll see you in a second, Flossy, when we get back from the sports report. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. fat cock. I'll remember that. Welcome to the Hutton Sports Report. The Hutton Helper results. The Hutton Helper results are sponsored by the Hutton Helper, the only third-party resource to come with a metal Mickey-style robot to blunder around the back of your ship, snapping fingers with hilarious consequences. This week we have the following events: the Voyager pootling around exploring the galaxy at your own pace Cup, the Robbie the Robot with 60 gallons of bio-waste be sufficient Champion of Champions Championship, the Can you remove someone's appendix using only Bob and Madge the Scutter's Deja Vu trophy, the Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me, actually Dead would be easier, Charity Shield, the Sir Kills-A-Lot Spear Up Your Robo-Jaxi Robot War Cup made from bits of old Mark III Cortina, and the Yeah Johnny Cabot's a thing now, good luck sucker, People's Choice Award. So, no crosswires, double points if you know the words to Daisy Daisy, and doing the robot dance will get you disqualified because it's, I don't know, it must be racist or something. This week's Hutton Helper results are: Overlight jumped 101,000 light years to come first in distance travelled. Overlight also sold 51,000 tonnes of goodies to come first in cargo sold. Top mission runner is Commander Chicks with 773 points. Attic 2 cashed in 199 million credits worth of bounties, and Rogue 23S OC handed in 640 million credits of combat bonds. And then Aostra delivered 386 people to their various destinations. So decals this week for Aostra, Rogue 23S OC, Northern Paladin for Ore Mind. Please email itookpart@huttonorbital.com and arrange to collect your Hutton decal kit, which this week consists of a big bag of colour coordinated fruit pastels you can lick and stick to your ship in a vaguely Huttonish shape. There are 15 Hutton runs this week. 15! Haven't seen the place this busy since Wonders offered the 50% discount on the wet celery special. Looks like everyone's getting ready for Too Hot Too Messy, which also reminds me of the wet celery special at Wonders. Anyway, I'm not reading all those out, I've got work in the morning. The fastest 5 were Manu Warkolf made the run in 1 hour 23 minutes and 33 seconds for 44th place. Silas Scratcher Resi made the run in 1 hour 23 minutes 53 seconds for 90th place. Jintosh got to Hutton in 1 hour 23 minutes 55 seconds for 100th place. Ballgrap made it in 1 hour 24 minutes and 4 seconds for 130th place, and Drew Peacock made the run in 1 hour 24 minutes and 5 seconds for 134th place. Anyway, there's a whole galaxy of stuff out there needing shipped, shot, rescued, looted, repaired, destroyed, sold, bought, squeezed, inflated, burnt, frozen, liquidated, evaporated, sandblasted, sponged down, smelled, licked, extruded, discombobulated, recombobulated, rubbed, compressed, enveloped, siphoned, regurgitated, strained, fermented, poached, interrobanged, upcycled, violently downcycled, smelted, roboticised and probinated. And you could hear to yourself a very fetching Hutton decal for doing it. To get involved, you just have to go to hot.forthemug.com and download or sign up for the delicious new Hutton Helper, available in 3 exciting formats. Let's face it, anything has to be better than having a restraining bolt rammed into your delicate circuitry. Anyway, that's it for this week. Back to Studio 5.
Thank you very much, the apology officer. That's a lot of Hutton runs, and I suspect that list of Hutton runs is going to get even bigger as this week goes on, getting ready for the Too Hot Too Messy. So you might need to get a bigger notepad. Now, I do notice, I think all of the Hutton runs you read out managed to do it faster than the taxi service.
Did they? I have
the
no
taxi,
idea.
I think the taxi's down in about 200th place. So
Oh, right, okay.
anybody who goes below 200th place, you're actually slower than the Apex taxi. So, yeah,
Yes.
you might want to try that one again. I did notice, Commander Chicks, were there loops of shame or shoops of lame going on during your Hutton run?
Well, it wasn't. It was a hot chicks run. So, yeah, I came out in my cutter.
Hot chicks.
Hot Chicks is my fleet carrier, which is parked out at Hutton. So as I came out, I was trying to colour the script, and I had 3 loops of shame. The second one, I was actually further away than the first one.
Right.
So I was so absorbed with colouring in the song.
What was that just shot? Oh, that's my carrier. Oh, what was... Oh, my God. Yeah.
Just a reminder, I've now got a fine because I've been jettisoning cargo too near the station.
Yeah, now here's a reminder for anybody who is doing the thing. If you jettison your cargo near the station, you will get a fine, and there are gun platforms, and you will go splat. So when Flossy gets back, we are going to go a little bit further away. Oh, I can see somebody further away. Oh, we got Type 10 maybe in here.
Yeah, if you go just outside the no-fly zone, no-fire zone, which is 10 kilometres, if the collector stays just inside the line and people drop in just outside, then they can usually pick stuff up without being shot at.
Fantastic. And are you back yet, or are we going to shuffle the show even more? Shuffle the deck of cards?
I'm back in the general area near the orbital.
Yeah. There is a reminder. There is a reminder from King Hanky that the next hot bus will be going from Aldin to Hutton Orbital. The hot bus. I think that's going in. Was it another half an hour? I think it may be doing another one.
11 o'clock tonight is the next one.
11 o'clock BST. That's 10 o'clock server time.
Yeah. Just be careful it doesn't kidnap you and take you to Colonia. It does happen.
Yes. So Flossy, are you back yet, or are we going to?
Yeah, I'm near enough back. I'm not at the. Can't see anybody at the moment, but I'll move a bit further later.
All right, because obviously as soon as you're back, I can come and drop these mugs for you.
All right, I'll need to get in position then.
Yeah, okay. Well, while you're doing that, let's do a little flyby of the orbital for those that have not been here before. You see this long tower on screen, the one with the big lift all the way up the top of it, and you see these little rooms up at the top. If you wondered where the radio studio was, here we go. We're heading up to the radio studio, and on screen right now, this is the little part of the station where we do the broadcast from, all the way up here. Right, then if we head down to the main rotunda here... This is where all the crew quarters are, and where floor mopping guy lives, and it's a lot of the personnel. They get a nice view out from that one. And then if you come across to this chunk of the station over here, you will see, there we go, these are all the busy offices where they manage the gin and the mugs and the political stuff. And then over on the left here, this is the docking pad where people who want to get the free Anaconda can go. Unfortunately, you can see if you look inside, Flossy earlier did take the ceiling off inside, and it's in bits because, Flossy broke it during the opening sketch. Then on top here, we've got the waste tanks for cubicles 1 and 2. Let me just turn my lights back on. Hang on a second. Should we have some lights on? Where are my lights? I've lost my lights. Oh, I can't remember where my lights are. The top one, there we go. Yeah. So here are the waste tanks for cubicles 1, 2, and you might notice the waste tank for cubicle 3 is a lot larger. Funnily enough, that's the nearest one. Then we have the gin distillery over here. The 5 tanks of the gin distillery. The big balls. That's the gin distillery, and then the Hutton Mug production facilities down in these big cylinders listed as Area 1. And then, now, I can't remember, on the station, you can look through the window of the bar here, and I've got to find out where the window of the bar actually is. So let's swing around. I think it must be near the docking pad, isn't it? Does anybody know where the window is so we can look in through the window and wave at people? It's somewhere down here, isn't it?
It's above the extra slot.
It's directly above the extra slot. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's just fly around here.
Where it says Hutton Orbital
where
on
it says
the
Hutton
side
Orbital. So I'm going to fly up to the window for the bar and see if we've got anybody hanging around.
Just there at the top.
Oh, it's dark in there. Oh, we can see into the bar. Yep, right there is the bar. So, if there are any commanders who are feeling a little bit bored in the station and want to wander up to the bar to give us a wave, then do come and give us a wave through the window. Whoops. I may have dented the ship.
Let's not tell Lyle you just did that.
I did not just do that. So, yes, anybody wants to run up the bar and give us a salute through the window, that would be fantastic. In the meantime, Flossy, when you're here, there are a couple of commanders waiting to load you up. So do shout in local chat if you can see us.
Yeah, I'm in position.
We seem to have attracted a lot of NPC interest as well, where you have Diamondback Scouts and Haulers. And, what is it? DG Space Tours have turned up. We've got the retired Navy IT-1 as crew in somebody else's ship has turned up. There's a Viper whizzing around the place. There's all sorts of people about. So I'm going to be focusing on the bar if anybody wants to go and take us away. We're in open as well. If you're ready now, if you're loading, should we do Wotherspoon, or do you want to do your bit now while you just sit there and limp it and do a bit more limpets? What do you think? Wotherspoon first, or are we doing you? Oh, we've lost Flossy. We've lost me.
Oh, I'm pressing my flipping stream deck instead of my G13.
Oops. So, yes. Do you want to do your bit now, or are you loading?
I can do, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's cue up the music. If you've got some limpets out and people ready to load you, I seem to have a ship wedged right in front of me on the bar. Hang on, so let me just nudge him out the way. Power the shields.
Check, I hope I've got a limpet controller here.
Yeah, I'm just nudging this yellow. It's like a bumblebee. Who's done that? No, you see, that's not very fun because we now can't see the people in the bar. There we go.
Oh, you know what? I've got limpets, but no limpet controller. That's annoying.
You're manually scooping then?
I changed to me. No. I changed to me Python, and I hadn't got a thing in it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Should we do Wotherspoon while you go get it then?
Okay.
Yeah, you go get the thing, and yes.
At least I can buy those from Hutton.
Right, so we're going to turn off the video feed and we're going to run VT. So this is the Galnet News Digest from this week with the Wotherjude and Beetlespoon. Or I have no idea. I'm just going to push a button and hope it works. We'll see you on the flip side of this.
This is Jade Sanderlin reporting for Vox Galactica. The fierce fighting in HIP 22460 has intensified over the past week. Swarms of Thargoid vessels can be encountered throughout the system, cutting down any ill-prepared ships within range. The combined human forces are battling furiously to diminish the alien fleet. A total of 7 capital ships, all armed with experimental weaponry, are now providing support for AX squadrons. I've been mesmerized by the intense volley of energy beams that flash from these gigantic craft, seeking out the dark-hulled Thargoid as they swoop and spin with an eerie grace. Distance offers these sights a strange beauty, a distraction from the ugly fact that many lives are lost with each skirmish. It appears the Alliance's military pact with Sirius Corporation is starting to gain traction. The megaship El Centinela Cadejo recently arrived in Pleiades sector CW-U B3-2 from Arampox, providing logistical support for the Alliance Defense Force in HIP 22460. My military contacts inform me that Azimuth Biotech has sought to restrict Sirius Corporation vessels from participating in the Proteus Wave campaign, perhaps fearful of corporate espionage. Li Yongshui would approve of the rather deliberate choice to move El Centinela Cadejo to the same system as Azimuth's Musashi and Glorious Prospect megaships. Meanwhile, the hellish situation in HIP 22460 rages on. I've reported from several battlefields, but this one is something of an endurance test. Every day I watch squadrons deploy to a conflict, and every day I watch them return with fewer vessels. All I can do is hope that this carnage will eventually lead to something worthwhile. This is Jade Sanderlin for Vox Galactica. Stay safe out there.
Vox Galactica. A director of Azimuth Biotech has condemned Operation Witch Hunt and other enemies of humanity for their work in disrupting the company's operations. The visibly rattled head of strategic operations, Torben Rademacher, explained that since the corporate rebrand from the name Taurus Mining Ventures on the 18th of June, Azimuth Biotech has been forced to withdraw from 2 systems, Merope and Karato, due to what he described as attacks from a rabble of buccaneers and political agitators. and revealed that Azimuth has had to divert significant resource to maintaining some level of control in T-Tauri as a civil war rages and a mob rampages through the once peaceful system. Operation Witch Hunt and other commanders opposing Salvation have, said Rademacher, not only severely damaged Azimuth Biotech's financial prospects, but have also significantly delayed the preparation of the Proteus Wave weapon, which is why commanders are still fighting off Thargoids in HIP 22460 3 weeks later. Rademacher stressed that this disruption was the work of a vocal minority, and that the three superpowers and the majority of independent pilots support Salvation's plan to quash the Thargoid blight once and for all, suggesting that those working for Operation Witch Hunt may be the Thargoid-loving religious nutters of the Far God cult, intent on giving the Thargoids a chance to escape total annihilation. He called for those who have supported Salvation now and in the past to defend what he described as Salvation's noble enterprise, and to show traitors against humanity that they would not be tolerated. Commander Psychit of Operation Witch Hunt has thanked Salvation and Torben Rademacher for the additional publicity they've given to those who oppose Azimuth Biotech. Professor Albert Tesreau, formerly the head of research for Aegis, has issued a statement saying that it is Salvation and Azimuth, not Operation Witch Hunt, that has betrayed humanity. Tesreau cites Azimuth's historical activities in her attempt to show the organisation in its true light. The evidence of these past crimes remains available for anyone who cares to visit the sites Tesreau mentions, via a number of voice recordings left at each of the sites. These include Fort Ash on HIP 22460 Planet 7C, and the Black Flight megaship Overlook above HIP 22460 Planet 10B, as well as the rather more distant Oaken Point Research Station on HIP 26176, Planet A5I. The Aegis professor ends her statement by renewing her call for the superpowers to withdraw their support from Azimuth and Salvation. Her statement is read by an actor.
The recent declaration by director Torben Rademacher paints a false picture of those pilots who are actively working against Azimuth Biotech. He frames them as criminals and alien sympathisers, betraying humanity to the Thargoids. This could not be any further from the truth. It is Azimuth's own inhumanity that they are fighting against. It's unsurprising that Salvation's focus is now on HIP 22460, given this system has long been a part of Azimuth's sinister legacy. On Planet 7C is the abandoned settlement Fort Ash, where unlicensed scientists performed monstrous experiments to link human minds with Thargoid vessels. We know from Project Seraph's sole survivor, known as Subject D2, how brutal the results were. Alongside the Bright Sentinel, above Planet 10B is the Overlook, a derelict megaship drifting within a caustic cloud of debris. Some may have assumed it is the scene of a recent Thargoid attack, but in fact it once served as the headquarters of Black Flight. This secretive organisation arranged strike teams to suppress evidence of the Thargoids from the general public. Azimuth's collaboration with Black Flight helped it establish a monopoly on xenological research. For the past 2 centuries, Azimuth has ruthlessly sought to obtain and weaponize alien technology. The crew of the Alexandria were sacrificed in order to steal Guardian material for its super weapon. Now, that same genocidal device, paid for with the blood of thousands, is being hailed as a noble enterprise. Caleb Wycherley has reinvented himself as Salvation, but his modern persona cannot conceal his malignant nature. Those who Rademacher accused of betrayal are in fact driven by conscience and a sense of justice. I call upon the leaders of the Alliance, Empire and Federation to follow their example and withdraw support for this nefarious organisation.
And we're back. Oh, Thargoids everywhere. Oh, dear. Well, we see... I was ready for loading, Flossy, and then it turns out instancing was a thing. And, there's somebody coming out towards me. Hang on a second. Who's coming out towards me now? Somebody is. We have... here he is! Commander Hans Wien. Wien. I don't know how to pronounce the J. Look, I've got some limpets. Hang on a second. Here we go.
If it's a J in Dutch, it's Y. Wine.
There we go. I think he's in position. I'm trying to broadcast at the same time as doing this. I have no idea if Hans is tuning in. But I'm just going to... Oh, there are lasers. Oh, my goodness. It's all gone wrong. Retired Navy IT-1 is currently under attack by somebody. An NPC? Yes, there's an NPC, and it's all gone pear-shaped. The Alpha Centauri liberals have attacked the retired Navy IT-1. Oh dear. Right, here we go. I'm sort of ready, and Hans is there, and I'm going to say, ready. Here we go. And let's put the game capture live. Do you know what? I've put my screen live. Would have been a good thing. There we go. I've said ready.
He's dropped some.
Has he dropped some?
Yeah, he's dropped some. I saw him come out.
And
there goes the gen look.
Yeah, I'm currently under fire. And my collector has decided to stop doing its thing. Here we go. Collector's out. Limpets are out. I'm under fire. I haven't got any lasers. Somebody save me quick. Please help. Is there anybody there from the radio show that can save me?
You're in open.
I'm in open, and I've got... yes, I'm not sure I've got any weapons on this ship. System authority's coming, though, so we might be okay. Cargo scoop is deployed. I'm scooping. I'm down to 65% health. Shields are on full. There we go. Save me. Hurt them. 60% hull. Oh dear, we've got trouble now. Yes. No, nobody's going to come and save me, are they? Limpets. There are no more Hutton mugs out here.
1 hour 45 minutes in your Steam Deck. I'll get it done.
Yeah, here we go. Well, I'm just going to sit here with the limpets out. Keep limpeting people. Flossy, are you back and are you ready yet?
I'm just swapping over my...
well, do you want to do your bit of the show? And yes.
I can do that, yeah.
Right, here we go then, Flossy. Ready for your bit of the of the news.
Right. Yeah.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's Community Goals News. Last week's CGs. Azimuth's final call for Guardian artifacts finished on Tuesday between tiers 4 and 5 with 390,947 units collected. The top 75% of contributors will receive an Azimuth Redemption paint job for the Crate Mark II, Eagle and Fer-de-Lance. Defend the Proteus Wave project Phase 2 finished at tier 7 at 6 UTC this morning with 1,324 billion credits earned. The top 50% of contributors will receive 1 medium Salvation Ghost Cannon. The top 25% of contributors will receive 2 medium Salvation Ghost Cannons. New CGs started today. Defend the Proteus Wave project week 3 started at 11 UTC today. Work on the Proteus Wave in HIP 22460 system has concluded, according to an announcement from Azimuth Biotech. This is Salvation. The core mechanism of the Proteus Wave is now fully assembled. Under my guidance, specialists are performing checks at the selected site on HIP 22460 10B. Additional power capacitors are also being installed to improve energy transfer management. Over the next few days, the Proteus wave will be calibrated within one of the Thargoid structures, the unique properties of which will greatly amplify the weapon signal. This breakthrough was only made possible due to decades of xenological research conducted by Azimuth, alongside pioneering theories on cross-species interfaces. Commander Halloran reports that even greater numbers of Thargoids have arrived within the Proteus wave's effective range, but it is now absolutely critical that they are prevented from approaching the planet. At all costs, the super weapon must be protected and it is ready for activation. The Allied, Federal and Imperial anti-Xeno task forces continue to engage Thargoid forces within the HIP 22460 system. Volunteers are still urgently needed to support their capital ships and take part in defending the Proteus Wave project. The Musashi, an Azimuth megaship in the nearby Pleiades sector CWU B3-2 system, will redeem all Thargoid combat bonds. The top 50% of contributors will receive one small Salvation plasma launcher. The top 25% will receive 2 small Salvation plasma launchers. In support of the anti-Thargoid efforts, a variety of axe weapons are now available to purchase at the Musashi. The campaign began today and will run for 1 week. Shortly after the campaign ends, rewards will be distributed and a 4th phase will begin. To earn rewards, you must sign up as an active participant before handing in Pilots Federation combat bonds at the Musashi in the Pleiades sector CW-U B3-2 system. And Azimuth salvage operation requires resources, started 1300 today. Azimuth Biotech has called for commodities to be delivered to the glorious prospect in the Pleiades sector CW-U B3-2 system. Director Torben Raidmaker, Head of Strategic Operations, outlined the new initiative. Once the Proteus wave has eliminated the Thargoids, the second phase of our corporate strategy will commence. As per our agreement with the Alliance, Empire and Federation, Azimuth Biotech is licensed to collect limited quantities of any remaining non-human material in the HIP 22460 system. The powerless Thargoid vessels will be taken to specialised laboratories for examination, and the subsequent results shared with the superpowers' military intelligence divisions. Unfortunately, Azimuth has experienced significant losses in several systems as a result of actions taken by Operation Witch Hunt saboteurs. This has prevented us from setting up research labs and analytical equipment, delaying our Xeno retrieval program considerably. To counteract this setback, we require shipments of HN shock mounts, microcontrollers and radiation baffles. The glorious Prospect megaship stands ready in the Pleiades sector CW-U B3-2 system to receive these deliveries. As well as the credit payments, Azimuth Biotech has agreed to make pre-engineered Guardian Shard cannons available as an additional reward for pilots who transport the greatest volume of commodities. Top 75%, one small Salvation Shard cannon, top 50%, an additional small Salvation Shard cannon, and top 25%, one medium Salvation Shard cannon. The first stage began today and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. To earn rewards, you must sign up as an active participant before delivering HN shock mounts, microcontrollers and radiation baffles to the glorious prospect in the Pleiades sector CW-U B3-2 system. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do. Thank you very much, Commander Flossy. Well, it looks like loading operations are going fairly well over here. The Shady Lady Mark III and there's a couple of other ships here. And the Limpets are doing their thing. We have the video camera on the Limpets at the moment. There are people bringing more and more out as I speak. How's my... we're getting fairly full, so I may need to drop a few Why have I got four stolen Hutton mugs on, but 6? Okay. Who's trolling me?
Oh dear.
Somebody's jettisoning, not abandoning.
Who did that?
Abandon people, not jettison.
You're not showing up in hot droppers unless it runs sort of on a 10-minute cycle.
It should be. I'm authorised on the online Hutton Help. I'm not running the extra EDMC stuff. I am using the online Hutton Helper as well.
Maybe it's a time thing and it updates every 10 minutes.
It could be, or it could be that I've lost my Mugify. No, it does say that I'm. You need to sign back in. Oh dear! It says I need to sign back in again.
None of those count.
But I was. I'm not in it for the glory, you know. I hope. Anyway, where's? I'm just trying to find the link to the link back to the Hutton Helper.
God, I thought for a moment you're going to say script there.
Yes. Oh, link back to the script. Yeah. Here we go. I'm just re-signing back up to the Hutton Helper as well, and it'll do the thing. Success, it says.
Well, we don't have the usual end bit this week, do we?
Well, we don't have the usual end, but we've got Green Room this week.
Because of mods.
Yes, so we do have. We'll drag him in here. I think we've got in the Green Room Interiors Fusion, Volcarius, Retired Navy 81, and Hanky. Can somebody?
Aiden's on the landing pad. Give him a prod.
Yeah, here we go. Let's drag him in here. Here we go. I'm not juggling that as well as the loading and the. There's a Hanky. Let's grab a Hanky, and an Interiors Fusion.
Retired Navy's got Sean's old chair.
No, I don't have permission to drag the Interiors Fusion. So Interiors Fusion, you can drag yourself over if you really want to. I'm sure you've got permission. Yes. So do I still have? I've got 12 stolen Hutton mugs. If any security scan me now, I'm in some serious trouble. Who did that? Someone's trolling me. There we go. I've dropped them all again. And do you know what? It's picking them all up again. I'm wondering if I can clear the stage.
You can ignore them. If you click on one of them and click ignore.
Yeah, but only the stolen ones, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Here we go, context. How do I find the stolen ones?
Say stolen.
When you highlight one, it'll say stolen.
Oh, so I've got to click through the thousands of Hutton mugs. Legal. Oh, illegal. Illegal salvage. There we go. Add the Hutton mug to the ignore list.
Anyway.
Right, so that is only going to pick up the... No, it's marked all the Hutton mugs. It ignores all of them. I'm just picking up Jim now. There we go.
Oh, well.
Anybody drops me mugs, whoever did that, you're in big trouble. Right, Green Room. We've got a few people joining us. Commander Aiden, good evening. How are you? Can anybody hear Commander Aiden?
No.
Nope.
Right, somebody ask the next person then. Somebody talk to Hanky.
Hello.
Oh, Hanky.
Hi,
How are you doing?
Right. How's everyone?
We're very good, thank you, Hanky. Well, I'm going to interview you then. Just Mr. Hanky, lovely to talk to you. How are you and what have you been up to?
I've been doing some stuff for chess just recently. I'm starting up a chess club.
Chess.
Yeah, and have you met any killer chess robots this week?
No, I don't come from Russia.
Or go to Russia as well. Yes, but I mean, obviously everything in the Hutton News is actually vaguely based in truth. Evil chess robots. I mean, who'd have thought?
Yeah, well, it's more of us designers are it.
I mean, it did seem to mistake some poor. Oh dear, yes, that's Cecil. Forgive Cecil. He did seem to sort of mistake some poor youngster as a chess piece before trying to go the full battle chess on them.
Oh, I thought he got mistaken identity because he was trying to apologise for how you played against me.
Well, something like that. But evil chess robots. We did blame the Don. I'm pretty sure it's the Don's fault with the Don's robots.
No. Chris has got some in Colonia. He's just not telling you.
Oh, evil chess robots.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than that, Mr. Hanky, so you're running a hot bus.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about the hot bus and when it's running from and to and how.
Yeah, it's running from Aldin. I'll get the timetable up now. It's running from Aldin all the way up to Hutton Orbital.
Yep.
Today's 9 to 11. Weekend it's going to be every hour this weekend. The following 2 weekends, it's going to be every 3 hours, and it's going to be about every 4 hours during the week, apart from a couple of days, where it's going to be a couple of out on Tuesday and out on Monday night. Apart from that,
that needs a timetable.
There's a timetable to it. I can.
Anyway, so yeah, and so for those who don't know, Aldin is the near station in Alpha Centauri. So when you jump into the system, it's only about 3,000 light seconds away.
Yeah. We've got the timetable here. It's like 8. Was it? On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be 8, 12, 4, 8, and 10. Tuesdays it's going to be 8, 6 p.m, 10 p.m, and 12 p.m. And as I said, with the weekends, Monday it's just going to run.
Anyway,
right.
yeah, so you're going to publish the timetable at some point on the internet so people can find out. But there are regular, and what are the named carriers are going to be heading out to from Aldin, which is near the jumping point, out to Hutton Orbital to save people the hour, 22 minutes, and apology officer will be able to tell me, I'm sure, 22 seconds of run.
Unless you're Sam, I think it takes 3 hours. It's the first one is Forsakanki. It's the Colonia run bus. Everybody knows that one. And the next one is the Olympic. And that is the Forsakanki will be doing the first run, then the second one will done.
So you're going to be running them in alternate alternate runs.
Hours, yeah. So it's every hour. One will do 8.
But obviously this won't count, will it, apology officer? No, we lost the apology officer. It won't count for Hutton runs if you take the Forksake Hanky.
No, it won't. It won't, because you won't be doing a Hutton run.
No, absolutely not. Well, look, do you have anything else to add this evening, Hanky, or should we move down to the next person in the green room?
Yeah, I just thought, I enjoyed the LaveCon weekend and I enjoyed playing with you.
Yes. You enjoyed thoroughly thrashing me like a chess robot at chess.
You know me slightly on that a little bit. You say you're drunk.
Well, I wasn't. Well. I was hungover from the night before. But
hungover, yeah. You know what I mean? Hungover. I was hungover as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the hungover expert behind a hungover. Oh my goodness, I haven't played in an awful long time. Anyway, but you did beat me fair and square. Basically, by the first move, I'd already made a cock up, and after that, I was just playing catch up. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us. It says Emperor Hanky here, but you're not an emperor out here. That's only in Colonia, so we're just going to say Mr. Hanky when we're out at Hutton. Yeah. And anyway, so would Commander Chicks, would you like to say hi to the retired Navy IT-1?
Again, good evening, sir. We had a chat the other day. In fact, it was last week, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
I was waiting for 21 to come and open up the studio, so we had a chit chat about BGS and stuff. How are you?
Oh, trying to keep the pirates off everybody else's butt.
You're out at the orbital, are you?
Yeah, I'm the only Type 10 out here that's flying around shooting things.
Ah, right. I didn't see you. Are you in you're in open then, or in the player group?
You know, I'm in the open with everybody else.
Okay, I'm in the bar at the moment, sat next to this nice chap.
That's the best place to be.
It is actually, yes. It's I've just done a tour of the bar as fast as possible via Pioneer Supplies. They've got bugger all in there as usual, apart from the usual tat. Anyway, what have you been up to? I keep seeing you in game.
Yeah, I did what I could to eliminate the blight.
Yeah,
and
that took some,
and we got that taken care of. Then it went into bust, and I don't know anymore.
I've been into Bailey, metallurgical a lot in the past few days, chucking stuff in there because you can get in there with a large ship, particularly. Did you say Type 9, Type 10 you're in?
10.
In a 10. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff in there. They were shooting at me earlier in the week.
Yeah, and I'm a little busy. I'm out.
It was the retired Navy IT-1. I think I videoed your Type 10 getting a little bit over amorous with a couple of SRVs parked underneath. Well, that was you, wasn't it, when we were doing some testing and your Type 10
Yes,
had the bounce going, shall we say, over a pair of SRVs, which was... I did video it. I think I did put it on the internet as well.
Yes, you did.
It's like that very first... Do you remember the very first episode of Thunderbirds where they tried to land the jetliner on top of the rescue vehicles on the runway, and
I do remember that one, yes, and they were trundling down the runway at speed, and he was trying to put the wheels down or the bottom of the plane down. Crikey, you're showing your age now.
It was actually made the year before I was born.
I was about to say you watched that first time round, didn't you? But that's just me. Yeah,
yeah, womb with a view. That's cesarean. Yeah.
So, please go.
It was made in Slough, of all places. The Hammers of Slough.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, retired Navy. So, how many? What's your target for mugs delivering? Are you going for the 100 a day, or what are we going for? What's your personal target?
My personal goal is to deliver the last one, just like last time. Get it done and get it over with.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, we all know that the Thargoids are about to set fire to the entire bubble, which means we're going to be spending months putting stations back online again, just so Mr. Shouty and you and some of the others can bring mugs back to them, and gin.
Yep, that's all I plan on doing. Once it gets started, the BGS can go to poo, and I'm just going to do nothing but mugs and gin.
But do you have anything else to add this evening before we move along to the next person in the green room?
Nope. You go right ahead. I'm busy taking care of pirates.
Fantastic, good job. Right, well, I'll tell you what. Apology officer, if you're there, would you like to interview the Volcarius? Oh, no.
Hold on a second. Yep,
You're back.
Yep,
there we go.
Yep. Where is Volcarius? Volcarius, how have you been doing?
Quite well. Yeah, and good evening, by the way.
Oh, hello. Have you had a busy week?
Well, I had quite fun and interesting month, I would say. And did you know, if you run out of normal fuel, your frameshift drive can use tobacco and Comitra cigars instead?
That's not actually true, is it?
No, it totally is. You get a high wake.
Oh dear! I thought you would get a high wake from Onion Head.
Any of the legal drugs?
Anything legal or illegal, really.
Yeah. Well, I did actually an actual good spot of hunting, as in actual pirate hunting. As opposed to traitor hunting.
Yes, of course.
I built a combat support Imperial cutter.
What does a combat support Imperial cutter do?
Well, when used in a wing with a particularly speedy and violent frag member, which likes to slam into stuff and punch big holes through the power plant.
Nice.
Huge long-range regen beam.
Yes.
So you can keep those slams going. That's quite important.
Mm-hmm.
Row of multi-cannons so you can hose down the small ships. And, of course, you have to have some feedback hammers on the front. Like all cutters should have hammers on the front.
Well, do you think how do you compare them to the Guardian shard cannons?
I would say for the shard cannons, you probably want to fire those at Thargoids, and for the hammers, you probably want to fire them at shield cell bank users.
Yeah, no, I've used shard cannons against not Thargoids, and they are very, very good. Rampage will back me up on that one.
Yeah, I haven't tried the shard cannon. I've tried the remote release flak against pirates at one point. Which if you can get the hits, it kind of works.
That's always the issue with the flak, though, isn't it? If you can get the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found the trick with the sport cutter is not to be too aggressive.
Yes.
Because if you open fire too quickly, then the targets, when they're under attack by two like that, they get evasive and start fleeing and such, which actually slows everything down.
Do you play the role of the combat womble as well?
The combat womble.
The combat womble. Would you send it you send out limpets to collect all the bits that are left behind?
Oh no! That's pointless. No, that's completely pointless. You don't do that. You just take a crap ton of missions and just take the mission rewards. You get way more.
Okay.
If you actually spend time deploying limpets to collect the various junk materials, that takes longer than just completing missions.
Okay.
At least
that's some good advice.
Actually, if a target, like a larger target, has Viper 4s in its wing or something like that, Cobra 3s are mine as well. Alexander actually said to me, just go ahead and kill steal the smaller ones, because the Mamba pilot gains bounties way more quickly by moving on to the next big target.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
also, by the way, you're it's kind of when I say this is you, the plural your Right Said Fred rendition.
Yeah, our Right Said Fred rendition. I'm not taking the blame for that in my own.
Well, I found it very apt because just this last week I noticed a very interesting game which I think most elite players would actually quite like, called Hard Space Shipbreaker. Basically, you're a space salvager, and you get an old ship. Good. Yeah, you get an old ship to tear apart in space, and you have a grapple with push and pull, and a laser torch for slicing things apart.
So can you put the link in the chat or something? Because I want that.
Just type like Shipbreaker and let's just like search. I don't have the link ready.
That's a
maybe
flagship
after
breaker.
I'm
Did
done,
you say?
I'll find it after I've.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So like at first it's fine, like it's no problem. You can just tear the ship apart any way you want, and like, as long as you put the right materials in the right place, then you can cut. Reckless cutting you'll probably destroy like a couple % of the value, but it's no problem. Yeah. But soon after that, it pays to be a lot more careful and scan to see what's behind the thing you're going to cut.
Oh yeah, so you pull the panel off and see what's in there.
You scan behind. It's the entire wall, so there are valuables you can salvage if your cutter doesn't, your laser that is, doesn't go straight through the wall and destroy them. But there are also live wires, fuel tanks, coolant pipes, pressurized rooms, which are a lot of fun.
With people living in them.
No one. Well, I haven't encountered any live inhabitants yet, or any inhabitants for that matter.
Oh, that sounds excellent. I like the sound of that game.
Yeah, that was just last week. I noticed it about last weekend. So.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh no, I'll say for the mug.
For the mug.
And hail the Empress.
Yeah.
and that too, yes.
Yes.
So we're going to check whether Commander Aiden, we've got your sound back yet. Commander Aiden, are you there or are you defending me from pirates and can't talk?
Well, I was defending you and then I accidentally shot somebody.
Oh dear, does that mean I'm wanted as well?
So it was you then that did that?
Hang on a second, does that mean I'm wanted as well? Anyway, if anybody's got any more mugs, you can come out. Commander Aiden, other than being wanted for being naughty, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm just going to be I'm probably going to nip off and sort out my bounty because it's mildly annoying it's not a fine.
Ouch. Mm-hmm. Well,
it's only 400 credits.
It's okay. I've still got 100% shields. It's a fully engineered ship. But there's nobody outloading me at the moment. But my poor little limpet is just sitting there doing his thing, you know. But other than that, how have you been? Did you drink the rest of the rum? Is it all gone?
No, the rum is not all gone yet because I have more in London. Because why wouldn't I?
Well, yes, there is that, yes.
But no, the rum is still not all gone. I'm probably going to have a little bit later. But no, I'm, just had a couple of weeks whereby I've been covering for a colleague who's off on holiday, the inconsiderate sod.
Well, I suppose you've got to let some colleagues occasionally, go on holiday, maybe.
Yeah, well, he did choose the week that I would have liked to have had off myself, but, such is life.
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't had it off in ages. Oh, sorry. That sounded completely wrong. I mean, a holiday in ages.
I went over to Cyprus in, I think it was April, but I had to call that one off because my parents developed mods. I didn't, but my
I'm
parents
assuming they recovered reasonably well, though.
Oh, they've recovered. That's not the problem. The problem was that we were supposed to do a family history thing later on, and just before, we were due to see people and all this sort of thing, they developed mods. So we didn't manage to do the family history thing.
Is it being redone at a later date?
I believe there is discussion about it being rescheduled, but nothing as yet official. But it's one of those somewhat annoying things that turns up every now and again.
It does. I mean, with a lot of people having come down with mods over the last couple of weeks due to, I don't know, licking each other at LaveCon, that kind of thing, including the long missed Amelia, who's been out for 2 weeks with mods now.
Ouch.
Which is not good, but we're hoping Amelia gets better soon, and Sandrine as well. Other than that, do you have anything else to add this evening?
No, just a mug.
Okay, well. Oh, crikey, we're getting feedback from Fela Kuti. But Fela Kuti, who hasn't interviewed somebody yet? Fela Kuti, are you there, or are you just echoing?
Echo.
No, we're getting feedback from Fela Kuti, so we're not going to say hi to Fela Kuti. We'll put. No, there's a very small voice and a lot of feedback coming through from your channel.
How can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. My first time in the team speaker.
No problem. I'd love to see you here. We are getting a little bit of feedback from you, so our voices are bouncing back. So I'm not going to talk too much. What I'm going to say is say hi, introduce yourself, and when you're done, shout for the mug.
Hey, so hi, I'm Fela Kuti. I'm a Brazilian, not used to speak English. I heard about you, and I'm really on the project now. Too hot, too mug. That's it. Yep.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining in, and thank you very much for coming to join us. We're going to be on this mission for quite a few weeks and quite a few months now. So, look, really good to have you on board. You signed up for the Hutton Helper, I'm sure. We'll be starting next week on the 4th. And once we've done the ceremonial first mug drop, I think Frontier are going to be joining us for the ceremonial first mug drop. Then we can start dropping them in at other stations as well. But they're really good to have you on board, and keep an eye on the forums and join in. I mean, this TeamSpeak's running all the time, and you're more than welcome to drop in of an evening and come and join us, find other commanders, and we're hoping we can sort the feedback thing with you as well. I'm sure one of the more techie individuals, maybe me later, can help sort out the audio feedback loop. But other than that, great to have you aboard. And there we go. The fellow Cooties disappeared with the retired Navy IT-1. There we go. Maybe retired Navy's lending a hand with the techie bits. Other than that, I think that's everybody who's turned up this evening. Can anybody, because I'm juggling, flying, limpeting, pushing buttons, talking, and my brain has melted a little bit.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else this evening? Apology officer, is there anything else? No, we've lost the apology officer. What about Chicks? Have mods got you?
You haven't. I'm just muted so that I don't make noise, and then you randomly shout at me when I'm looking at something else.
I wait until I see that little symbol.
Yeah, you wait till you think, do you know, it's been a couple of minutes.
And then when you push the button, all we hear is this.
Coughing.
Oh!
It's a sausage!
Not the squeaky toy! Not
Flossy.
the squeaky toy!
Yeah!
Ouch. Well, look, thank you very much to our listener for joining in this evening and for listening to the show. It was a bit more chaotic than normal. The Hutton Orbital show is usually chaotic, but not quite that much because shenanigans.
Seamless.
And it's utterly seamless. We are going to say that Flossy's definitely got Olympic controller now, haven't you, Flossy?
I have, yes, and I'm collecting right now.
Collecting and loading up your carrier and all those kind of things right now. And we're terribly sorry to the teabagger who turned up, yes, oops. The thing is, Hutton truckers are so generous. We all turned up with, hey, I want to load everybody, and then realised there were no ships to load because we'd all turned up as loaders, not loadees. Yeah. But Serverland, yes, it is absolutely seamless. Other than that, who's going to have the duty this week of doing the end of the show thing?
All right.
Oh, well.
Who's got the voice? The voice.
Oh, the voice. All right.
I tried last week.
I'll do it.
Right.
Wait a second. Everybody who's listening, if you don't want shouty Flossy in your ears, then just lift your headphones off for a second right now.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah, way ahead of you. If not, Flossy, take it away.
For the mug!
I warned you. I warned everybody.
That was loud, even with them off.
Yes.
Right. Enjoy.
Good job, my husband's out.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with grain. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. To go cruising to Hutton, whoa, no journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. Sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's
the end of the show.
Everyone's buggered off. Why don't you bugger off
too?